The Lakers look to even the series tonight in Game 2 of their semifinal showdown with the Oklahoma City Thunder. LeBron coming off a 27-point performance in Game 1. He got some help from Rui Hachimura, who continued his impressive postseason play, finishing with 18 points. And heading into tonight's Game 2, the spotlight is on Austin Reeves, who looked to bounce back after struggling in the opener, scoring 8 points on 3 for 16 shooting. Tip-off in OKC coming up in 1 hour. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Chris McGee, Derek Fisher, Big Game James Worthy, and of course Mike Trudell. We'll hear from him in a moment. In OKC. Fish, how we doing? Congrats, by the way, the new radio show starting in the mornings.
Thank you, Geet. Inspired, you know what I mean, by all your jobs and all the work that you put in over the years.
Day one, I'll be up at 5:55, get the coffee, and be ready for 6 a.m.
Yeah, right.
You played on replay, right? We could always
for sure. No, thank you, though, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Need to make sure you guys get on, too.
I'd love to do it.
Appreciate it.
Let's kick it off here. The Thunder are the 64-win 1 seed, and they are the defending champs. So we know they are a good team, but the numbers show just how much the Lakers have struggled against OKC in 5 games so far this season, 4 regular and 1 playoff. Almost every major offensive statistic down against the Thunder. Points, field goals, 3-pointers, assists. The only thing trending up is turnovers, which are exactly 3 a game over the Lakers average. So Game 2 tonight, Lakers have not beaten this OKC team all year. They keep it close until late third Game 1. James, what are some of the positives that you've taken away kind of now that you've thought about it over the last 48 hours?
I can only go back to the last game, where I thought there were some positives there. The way they started the first quarter, their defense was pretty good. They were able to, control one of the best player in the league, Shea. They didn't give him easy buckets. He was able to, survive a little bit, but he didn't get his normal, impactful points in this game. I think Marcus Smart started out on him well. Holmgren was the only guy that really got kind of loose, and we got some, some open shots and kind of dominated a little bit, but they just didn't hit shots. When I looked at the stats after the game, it didn't look like that Oklahoma had really beaten us that bad or even beaten us at all. But to not be able to knock down shots, Kennard not being able to knock down shots, obviously Austin Reeves, Marcus, hopefully you have that same type of defensive game. You take away the positives and you build on that and know that you can make shots and know that you can have a better offensive performance, and don't give up, offensive rebounds, all the normal things. Don't turn the ball over. You got a shot.
And everything that James just broke down, comes down to, how the score per quarter, broke down in the game. So if you really think about the entire game, the first quarter, 31-26.
Yeah, plus 5.
5 points is a 2-possession difference. Second quarter, 30-27 OKC. That's a 1-possession lost quarter. Third quarter, 23-19 OKC. 2 possessions.
It is a 4-point play at the end.
Yeah.
And then the fourth quarter, 24-18 OKC, 6-point difference, 2 possessions again. So 7 basically total possessions almost difference in a game. The Lakers turned the ball over 17 times.
Wow.
Cut that to 10, right? Austin makes 2 more shots. He doesn't have to go 12 for 16, 5 for 16. Get to the free throw line a couple more times instead of just twice. Marcus Smart makes 2 more shots. So all of a sudden you have 7 possessions back, less turnovers. Guys make a couple more shots. It's not, this insurmountable, unsolvable problem that the Lakers have. It's just continuing to fight and plug away and be in position to win the game like they were with 6 minutes to go in the third in Game 1.
Great breakdown, Fish, and a good way to look at it. I mean, listen, also OKC scored 108 points, which is their playoff low so far this year. So the Lakers' half-court defense did a pretty good job. Now, the expectation is that OKC's offense is going to be humming tonight. That's what, after they had their layoff. But what did you like about the defense, Big Game, and what will it take defensively tonight to get the win?
I like everything about the defense, Geeter. I like the communication, the attention to detail. The only thing I didn't like was, you got to secure it with the rebound. And there were some situations where, they didn't get the rebound, ball came out, they got a 3. Got too many opportunities. But I thought they were physical. I thought they were, rotating properly, communicating. Nice steal right there. But I just thought they were had sustained that chemistry that they had built over the last month and a half, where defense was their identity, and they were able to do that, and I think in game one.
Both things can be true. OKC will play better tonight in terms of coming off the rust of the days off. That's fine. We can expect that. But the Lakers' positives from game one were that the game plan discipline was there. They decided game one, we are not going to allow SGA to get 2 feet into the paint, possession after possession after possession. Limited his free throw attempts to, I think, only 3, maybe 2. I think he got to the free throw line 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. If you hold SGA to 3 free throw attempts for the entire game, that's a win. So you'll have to watch tonight. Can the Lakers defense do this again? Yes, they can. But we'll have to see if there are any adjustments at all. They sent a lot of bodies to SGA early in the offensive possession. As he was coming across the half-court line, they would sometimes send a second body early, make him get rid of it, and then maybe not allow him to get it back. But the Lakers defense held it down. Offense has to pick it up tonight.
All right, guys, let's take a look at the injury report for Game 2. Luke Kennard is in after being questionable with neck soreness. Unfortunately, Jared Vanderbilt is out after that nasty finger dislocation in Game 1, and both teams will be without one of their stars due to hamstring injuries. Luka for the Lakers, Jalen Williams for OKC. Now, for more, let's check in with Mike Trudell, who is joining us from Oklahoma City. What's up, Mike?
What's up, gentlemen? Welcome back to Oklahoma City. And yes, Skeeter, that is where we start with J.J. Redick, just thinking about the minor injuries. I don't want to call them minor, but in terms of the guys that we weren't sure of their status coming in. And that's Luke Kennard, who has had a little bit of neck soreness going on for a while now. He popped up on the injury report. And then we all saw the painful injury suffered by Jared Vanderbilt. So we start there and then get into whether or not J.J. is going to play an 8-man rotation, which essentially would be without replacing the minutes that Vanderbilt typically plays, or if he's going to call somebody else in and continue to play 9. So here's JJ on those topics and more.
He's been dealing with it for a few weeks. I know he's getting treatment around the clock on it. Just feeling a little better after today.
And then with Vanderbilt out, what do you weigh in terms of an 8-man rotation, shortening things versus a 9-man, and kind of getting somebody else in, and what's the balance there against this Thunder team?
We'll play at least a 9-man.
Do you know going in for sure who you want to call upon? And yeah. Is that something you want to reveal? Assuming not.
I mean, you'll find out in an hour and a half.
JJ, you mentioned that yesterday you guys went through your defensive film, and today was offensive day. Just what was the things that you and your staff wanted the group to take away and carry over into Game 2 on the offensive edit?
Just our options out of early offense. Specifically, we ran too many just early drags, which has been a great play for AR. Was not a great PPP play for us the other night, and so just trying to be organized with early offense. And then the biggest thing was screening and pace. I think we had 27 possessions. Scotty counted where we crossed half court with like 17 or 18 on the clock. Just walking the ball up. We need to get into our stuff quicker. We need to run our stuff with more pace when we are in the half court, and then we got to do a better job of screening.
Yeah, JJ, when you are shorthanded, and I don't mean Luka, I mean with Vanderbilt out, but when you get further shorthanded, when you're playing against a team as deep as the Thunder, is the problem even more magnified, or doesn't really matter how deep the opponent is when you yourself are shorthanded?
No, I think that's one of the advantages in this series. The amount of energy our guys have to expend. What did Hartenstein play the other night? He played 23 minutes or 24 minutes. I mean, he's their starting center, and they can play their 3 bigs, and they can play all their wings. And Aaron Wiggins is a hell of a basketball player, and he's in and out of the rotation. We got a first half run the other day, so that's one of their strengths as a team, is their depth.
All right, look, you can think about OKC in another way too, Geeter. They're just so good at playing different styles throughout the course of a game, and that can be so tough to adjust to. They start out very big, and then they turn to a speed lineup, and just the friction there and the difference in how you have to cover that. The Lakers did a great job defensively in that first game, holding them to 108. They'd averaged well over 120 against Phoenix. But can you score on them on the other end, especially without Luka Doncic? Certainly a big challenge. We'll see how the Lakers do here in Game 2.
All right, thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Good report, and we will hear from you later in the show. Lakers and Thunder tip off Game 2, 6:30. SGA was held under 20 points in Game 1 for the first time in a long time, scoring just 18 in the Thunder's win. After the break, we'll look forward to the Lakers' approach tonight against the reigning MVP. Plus, Luka Doncic continues to watch the Lakers from the sidelines. Luka spoke for the first time since his hamstring injury. The Dawn updates his recovery status next.